Hello, CP. How are you?
Hey, Mohammed, how are you, my friend?
Good, I'm good. I actually have a question for you, if
All
you
right.
don't mind. Uh, okay, so here's something. Whenever I try to talk to one of my relatives, namely my brother, about some of the points you bring, right? Like Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah number 90, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إنما الخمر, right?
Okay.
So I can mention that, okay, go to Asbab al-Nuzul, this book, and read
Yeah.
this, right? And then they gonna tell me one of multiple things. So one of them is in the same Asbab al-Nuzul,
Yeah.
it mentions other reasons,
Okay.
right? So there's like 4 different reasons, and the funny thing is that they are contradictory. So we don't know which is read and which is not. So they might always say, okay, why did you pick up that one?
Don't
Right?
take it. We can go to different interpretation. As an example, we can go to Al-Baghawi, where Ibn Kathir, he quoted. We can go to Ibn Kathir, we can go to Al-Qurtubi, we can go to, take a Jalal. We are just taking their books randomly. All of them are stupid. All their books is stupid books, If you go, you see like in Arabic, it's different from what you see in English. And you speak Arabic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I go right now, me and you, in Arabic, this is not Asbab al-Nuzul. I'm not showing Asbab al-Nuzul. This is Al-Qurtubi here. If they don't like Al-Qurtubi, we can go to a different book. But Al-Qurtubi is saying the following, and I'm going to show on the screen so you can see.
Yeah, it might take a couple seconds, but go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. It says here, when a group of Muslims, they were praying, they got drunk, and they messed up reading the verses, and they were falling apart. So it's here. Let's see where it will start. Let's go from the top. Actually, in this page, show you all. This is As-Sadi. As-Sadi here it says. Actually, As-Sadi don't say anything. Just stupid translation. Let us see other one. Al-Wasit al-Tantawi. Speaking about why khamr, what is bad with it, etc. See here. Yeah, says here that Umar, when he was reading the Umar al-Khattab, he said, Allahumma bayyin lana fil khamri bayanan shafiya. As you see, this is another problem here in Islam, because Umar al-Khattab is the reason for verses to come. You remember the hijab? Umar the one who make it. The Kaaba, praying to the Kaaba, Umar the one who make it. The divorce about Muhammad wives, sagat aymanahuma, Umar behind to make it. And this one here, it says that Umar al-Khattab, he asked Allah, saying, Allahumma bayyin lana al-khamra bayanan shafiya. So Allah sent the verse, not Muhammad. It's not Muhammad who asked for it. And then he says, and this is the opinion of the Kashaf. And some of the scholars, they agree with him. And then he continues saying, it says here that a group of Muslims, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, he invited some Muslims, and they start drinking and get drunk. And then some of them, they stood up to pray. And then when they start reading the prayer of Al-Kafirun, they, they messed up the chapter, and they were reading it not right, and they were drunk. And then when they get drunk too, they were saying like, you know, like what the Arab they do when they proud about themselves, they make poetry, and they start accusing each other and they're fighting each other. And there here it says, one of them, he took the bones of the camel, as the other the one we show you. It says, and he hit him with it, and then he went to the Prophet of Allah, and he gave him the verse which Allah he sent to him. And this is when Umar he says, Allahumma bayyin lana fil khamr bayanan shafiya. So after the guy he hit the other guy, because all of them are drunk, Umar he made a prayer saying, may Allah send us a verse about wine. And then the verse came. So if not the fight happened, if not Umar he asked for it, no verse will come. And this is not Asbab al-Nuzul. This is you know, Muslim interpretation, sheikhs, they're scholars. This is Al-Qurtubi, same story, you know.
So there's actually, and I like talking to you, but I also understand there's the other caller might call any moment.
It's
So,
okay, you know, nobody's going for now. But I mean, do you see? This is not our problem. And
yeah,
where the verse, my friend? Where the verse saying it's even forbidden?
But notice CV something, and this is the point. Like I don't. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on. I'm just mentioning it. But if you think about it, there's so many different stories. Like I'm looking at the screen, and you keep going and going, and that's only one tafsir and one book, and every one mentioned the story a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So this, like you know, the term Chinese whispers. It's basically when people in a circle, you whisper to your friend, you tell him like a sentence, it goes all around, and at the end, you listen to it, it's totally different story.
You see, the same verse. There's a million. Like now here, I'm reading a different story here. It says that this is about Mu'az ibn Jabal. He was reciting the Quran, and this is the one Muhammad. He said when he died, the throne of Allah was shaking. You know, so this guy was a drunk too, and they missed the chapter of Al-Kafirun. They mess it up. So you see, it doesn't matter what the reason. This is the end of Islam. Muhammad here is dying. This is the end of the life of Muhammad. Chapter 5 is chapter number 112.
But CP, the thing is, and here's like whenever I press someone, I always get this thing. Well, it's weak hadith. You show it, it's hadith sahih. You tell it it's weak. But regardless, they always go back and tell you, we accept the following. We accept the Quran. We accept the
no problem. If you accept the Quran, there's not a single verse in the Quran saying it's forbidden to drink alcohol. Show me. This verse, it says, you speak Arabic, they speak Arabic, says, it says, ijtanibu.
Actually, I argued exactly for that because, like, when they don't want, like, someone could argue that when you say it's too bad, it's something from the devil, don't even come clear to it. That means it's so bad.
No, my friend. Okay, there's many things from the devil. Isn't it lying from the devil? But Muslim, there's no punishment for lying. Islam actually encourages you to lie. What you see? Like, there's million things. There's million things.
Everything
is bad.
Muslim doesn't lie.
Yeah, but what is the punishment? What is the punishment in the Quran? What is the punishment in the Quran?
Yeah, but CP, they take, and I'm sure I was talking over you. They say we take the Quran and we take the Hadith in the 6 books.
No problem. Okay, let's take the Quran. So how Allah, Allah the same God, hold on, just wait with me. How Allah the same God is praising the alcohol in different verse in the chapter of An-Nahl?
Yeah, for me, I understand it's total nonsense, but for them, they can spin it in some ways. I still believe it's nonsense. But I'm saying if you go to the Hadith, they accept. They'll probably find that there's a Hadith that says anyone who says the like alcohol, anyone who touches the alcohol, anyone who serves the alcohol, anyone who prepares the alcohol, they are cursed or something like
Okay,
this. And
was Muhammad cursed? Because Muhammad, he prepared alcohol, he drank alcohol, and all of them, they drink alcohol. As we see, Mu'az ibn Jabal, Umar
I
al-Khattab.
think he was mentally ill, but like I'm saying, in their belief,
Yeah.
right? Like what I'm trying to do is a lot of Muslims rely on someone to come and set them up, like the smart, the person is so unimportant, Sheikh Osman. Yeah. And he's a donkey, right? And he doesn't know shit, like anything. Sorry. But they always come back and say, "Ha, look, there's a hadith that says."
No problem, you see, even if there's hadith, even if there's a hadith, you see, you can save yourself by the hadith. But then this Islam is not religion, but the Quran itself.
But I'm saying, my question is, for the
I'm advising you, I will listen to me. When a Muslim, he go in the, he try to take you to a corner. In fact, he is cornering himself. So when he says to you, there's a hadith, then you should say to him, so there is no verse in the Quran saying there's a punishment for this because it is a sin. So as long as the punishment is not in the Quran, what is my guarantee that this hadith is even true hadith? It's a hadith. If Allah, he send orders, the order should be in the Quran. Should not be in the hadith.
I agree with you, but for them, I think you know that for them it's Quran and hadith.
No, my friend, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I know that Islam actually does not exist without the hadith. Yeah. But I'm saying Islam is a stupid religion, because if you claim that the Quran is a book and perfect from God, well, the perfect God book doesn't work by itself. In the same time, if we take the hadith, the hadith says, and this is a hadith, this is sahih. Muhammad, he says, anyone who write down anything except what I say, except the Quran, you should erase it. And this is hadith too. And this is sahih. This is sahih Muslim. So Muhammad, he says, لا تكتبوا عني ومن كتب عني غير القرآن فليمحو. So don't write anything from me except the Quran. If you write anything beside the Quran, erase it. Okay. So now, if we follow what Muhammad said, they said to you, we follow the hadith, right? Well, this is the hadith saying we should erase the hadith.
Yeah.
So here actually, this is a proof to us that Islam is not a religion, because if the book, I am a Christian, do I need to go and read a book written by somebody, about Jesus to understand what Jesus ordered me to do? No, I will go and see what Jesus said, Well,
CP, but the unfortunate truth is, what usually they believe is that they are weak at religion, and if they read more, they would come with answers. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to corner them. So if they tell me, well, we accept the 6 books of hadith, I can show them stuff from there. And if they tell me, well, it's weak, I will force them to give me a clear method how they accept that.
This is Sahih Muslim in front of us now. How this can be weak? Sahih Muslim is weak.
But don't they say in Sahih Bukhari there are weak hadith?
There's no weak hadith. This is a lie. You see, even like Sahih Bukhari, because there are a lot of embarrassment, they're trying to get rid of it, so they say it's weak. But it's called Sahih Bukhari for a reason. You see, Sahih Bukhari is not even named Sahih al-Bukhari by al-Bukhari. Al-Bukhari himself, he did not write a book. This is the Muslim Sunni project. They collected everything al-Bukhari he said, and they called the book Sahih al-Bukhari. There's no book it's called Sahih al-Bukhari. It does not exist. There's no book it's called Sahih Muslim. It's not even exist. They don't have a copy. I changed any Muslim to show me original copy of al-Bukhari. Even they themselves, they say, well, this is according to the student of al-Bukhari. He reported hadith, etc., etc. So they made a collection, they call it Sahih al-Bukhari. And it's called Sahih al-Bukhari because they study it very well. And every hadith inside it is Sahih. So this is a book, this is why it's called the highest books. Why? Because it's called in purpose Sahih. It was not a name. It was given the title of authentic because this is a collection of authentic only. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand, but what happens?
I know what will happen, my friend. If somebody, he will argue. If somebody wanted to listen, it's up to him. It's okay, no problem. You know, you remember the two Arab? There is two Arab. They were hunting. One of them, the first one, he says to him, "Do you see that goat? I'm going to shoot the goat." He said. The other one, he says to him, "Well, this is not a goat. This is an eagle." The other one, the first one, he says, "No, this is a goat." The other one, he says, "Okay, let us shoot. And if it fly, then it's an eagle, it's a bird. If it doesn't fly, it's a goat." The guy, he took the gun and he shot. And it did fly. So the second guy said, "See, it is not a goat, it's a bird." The first guy, he said to him, "You know what? It's a goat even if it doesn't fly."
And you must have grown up in the same time, and
don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. When somebody, you know, you are talking to somebody, he believed that the goat doesn't fly.
Honestly, there are people who are honest.
If they are honest, they will not play the game of the goat and the bird. You know,
they are not. So, but for them, again, they have criteria. So they tell you, well, we believe in this, right? And we believe Quran and these books of Hadith.
Okay, no problem.
But
so
just give me 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute, I promise.
Okay.
But then you go to Bab al-Nuzul al-Wahidi, we are using, and you show him, look, they were drinking by the barrel, and this happened. And they will tell you, okay, well, show me this in Sahih, in these 6 books, right? Is there a way to find it in these 6 books?
You know, I don't know really if this hadith will be exist in the in those 6 books. I did not really search for it, but I can check it out. But it doesn't matter. You see, at the end of the day, why even this book exist, and why they put it in their library, and why they teach it in school if it's not valid? And you know, and why the interpretation? All of them, they agree with it.
And if you 100 years ago you asked for the best Islamic books, they would give you these books, right?
Exactly today. And actually even today, you know, the one who reject today is those who, you know, let us say they became more educated and they don't want to accept the reality that Islam is really stupid, you know. That's all. And actually even the verse itself is a contradiction, because if the alcohol is from the work of shaitan, right? So how alcohol will be in heaven? And how alcohol in chapter 16 is a miracle of Allah? If they say the alcohol of this earth is from shaitan, will the same book praising the alcohol to be great as a sign from Allah in verse number 67, chapter 16? So if the alcohol is from the act of shaitan, how in the world, chapter 16, this is Quran now, this is not hadith, how in the Quran says that this is a sign from Allah?
So what is ghawl when it says you have like alcohol without the ghawl?
Without what?
Ghawl. La ghawla fiha wala.
Yeah, it's simply, it's like they will not even fight about it. They will not go crazy. But it doesn't matter. It's alcohol. It says khamr. Anharu khamr, not only khamr, anhar, rivers of wine. Wine is wine, doesn't matter. If you promise you won't get drunk, who care? Still, it's a wine. So if the wine is from the act of shaitan, then Allah is importing wine to his heaven. Why? Same time, if wine is in the earth, is from the act of shaitan, then chapter 16, verse number 67, claiming that making people get drunk is a goodly provision, and it is a sign for those who have wisdom, not for the fool. It's a sign, and it says here the word goodly and goodly provision. So how the other verse says this is from shaitan, and this verse saying this is goodly provision?
when I think the Muslims, they say this is the third step.
Doesn't matter. You see, it's another step. That's mean Allah is deceiving them, because if Allah He prays alcohol today, condemn alcohol tomorrow, that means Allah is a liar. Because alcohol is alcohol, nothing changed. So what step? You know, you do not need to praise it to go in a step. You should actually do the opposite. You should slowly tell them it's not good, it's not right. But as you see, it says goodly.
I once heard someone, I don't want to say name, but he said that the goodly stuff, it's the stuff that is used in anesthesia, where like they give it to you before the surgery. So like you hear people come up with all different stuff to justify things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to deal with these people.
Well, bring them to me and let me deal with them. All right, my friend?
Okay, my friend.
Right, take care.
I'll see to that. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah, our friend here, by the way, those who do not know, he left Islam talking to us, right? Talking here in the program. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it would
I'm
have
sorry.
made my journey faster, to be honest.
Can you remind
but
us?
no,
Can you remind us about yourself a little bit before you go?
I'm originally from Syria. I don't live there anymore.
Okay.
I was like really devoted when I was a kid, because originally I was born in Saudi Arabia. I lived first 10 years there. You know, there's a big impression on you. I was totally in it, you know, I totally.
Yeah, because all the school is just Islam. You know, there's five books they teach you. You know,
it's wicked. Yeah, it's
even the class for mathematics is about Islam. Not a joke.
It was like, for I don't know if they still do these things, but there was a prayer, a Dhuhr prayer. You do it inside the school.
There's no school in Saudi Arabia anyway. It's a brainwash manufacturer. I don't know now, you know, how it is now, but what I know about it, it is a joke. It's not really, it's not a school, because you have 5 out of 7 teaching a class about Islam. So where is the school? What you learn there? You know?
Well, the 5 thing is, I think when you are at what do you call it, senior year in high school, and then you have 5 subjects about Islam.
Yeah.
Right. But I also remember that honestly, it was very easy. You could easily be like successful studying there. Anyhow, long story short, then when I became 10, my parents came back home. I was really religious. My father is like a religious person. So growing up, I always had like a lot of, what do you call it, doubts, so to speak, and contradicting stuff, you know, and I can't answer it. And it was really hard, because now I know a lot of people can say, he's not really Muslim, Islam does this, but okay, if you grew up where I grew up, that's what they used to teach us. And I would argue that that view is correct, because any view is correct when you have something this vague as religion. Anyhow, to keep it short, I was really like religious. I couldn't question my religion. That was the hardest thing, because I used to believe that the devil was communicating with me and trying to make me leave Islam. And I think the most defining like point in my journey, which lasted for years, because I was afraid to tackle it. But what happened is, when I reached the conclusion that I should seek a truth wherever it is, I was no longer afraid to question and ask these questions.
Very good. Well, good for you. We are happy.
Once that happens, you can't stop, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, glad to have you, my friend, and feel free to bring your friends if they like to call us and join us. So let us see how they can resist and they can convince us to be wrong. Thank you very
Okay.
much for calling. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you. Have a
Take
good
care.
day. Bye-bye.
If you go actually to the Islamic, the government official website of Saudi Arabia, this is there. This is for the first elementary. The first one here says Riyadiyat, which means mathematics. Here it says science. Then it says Arabic. And then here it says English. And this is new, by the way. But in the old, long time ago, English does not exist. There's no English for English, you know. And yeah, and now there's a computer. But look, this is tafsir. This is tafsir. The subject, tafsir. The second subject, hadith. The third subject is ijtimaiyat, which means society. It's about Islam too. The eighth subject is tawheed. The eighth subject too is tahfiz, which means reciting Quran. The sixth subject is Quran. The fifth subject is family. It's about Islam too. The fourth subject is fiqh, which means about the Islamic law, etc. Like what's right, what's wrong. The third subject is studying Islam. The first subject is Quran. So what look at the translation here, it's funny. Make Quran translated as reading. Quran is Quran, not Quran. So Quran, Islamic study, recitation study, Holy Quran study, memorization of the Quran study, monotheism study, social study of Islam. You know, I mean, this is why those who study in Saudi Arabia, if you're studying in the government school, your son will be really something. He will learn nothing.